you're here in this moment, you know there's something coming. You know that you are about to step into this new avatar, this new version of yourself that's capable of so many things, so many creative things. Being able to create your own life. You're at the point where you understand that you are the creator, making choices every single day. And this is your power, the power of choice, the power to say yes or no. How do you feel? To be honest, to be true, to be authentic, to be humble, to be safe, to be vulnerable, to be real, to express yourself clearly and fully. You're done with the facade, the big pretend show that the front, we're done. We're done with the storefront. It's not a storefront anymore. We're not pretending. These masks are so funny. It's comical. It's a comedy show. This is all an illusion. This is a stage. And the fact that everyone's walking around in masks is literally to laugh. It's to say, haha, you guys, it's a joke. It's just a joke. It's just a joke. We're not organic walking around this way in this strange, it's to show you alarm, alert, become aware, awaken, sleeping beauties. There is so much happening, and we're struggling to make eye contact. We're struggling to be present, to be here in the now, in the moment. That is our power. The ability to be a part of the very alive environment that surrounds us, that wants to interact and create with us. We want to have a flow. We don't want to. Wow. Think about this. Who's the author of your life? The question is, who is the author of your life? Meaning, who's writing the story? Who has written the script? And then the next question to ask yourself is, I assume you answered you are the author because you made choices and decisions and are now where you are based upon those actions that you took upon those emotions and thoughts. So now you've created a life, right? And in this life, are you miserable, happy, all right? Could it be a little better? Are you settling? Is someone writing the script? Is someone telling you where you have to be and controlling your time? How's your diet? How do you feel? How do you truly feel? Wow. Very powerful. Okay. Very powerful energy. We got a Black Panther and a lion. And then we got the coyote. The lion is all about being seen. The Leo is the center of our perception of cosmology, the cosmos, the sun. Everything revolves around the sun because it's all about the sun. Without the sun, nothing would be gravitating or rotating around it. And that's us. We are center stage. We're the main character. We are the whole purpose of breathing. The I am spirit that resides within this individual expression. And the reality wants us to be individuals and unique and connect and express in this way. But right now we're taking a detour. We're taking a detour to ourselves to learn something about what it means to give away your power. This is another theme I think I've picked up on before. Oh. Time for a deep dive. Time for a deep dive, the swan. So we've got all these very powerful animals. I mean, we've got this black panther, which is super powerful, super magnetic, super alluring. This animal makes me just think of patience, and I get feminine energy. It's so much blackness, so much dark, just draws you in with these massive green eyes. Just so much power and authority. This is the authority we have over our physical existence, our entire existence. But for some reason we have this joke, this game we're in, and we're transitioning, if I can speak, we're moving out of it, and we're learning what's behind the, okay? Be playful. Make your dreams real. And then we got the spider and this little bird, this little playful bird with the swan and the whale. Trust the great mystery. And the sea turtle, like, wow. Right underneath all that, we got all this water, this ocean water too. I guess the swan may not be ocean. But we have this now very emotional, deep, wise energy coming in to say, who are you and where is your power? Where does it lie? Does it lie in someone else's hands? And if it does, why? Why did you give your power away? What lack, what inner dis-ease did you experience? When did you forget who you were? Isn't that just such an interesting question to ask ourselves? Thinking about back to our childhood, you know, from being a small child who asks questions that the adults don't really know the answers to, because the child's coming into a reality trying to learn its environment and expand and grow and become its expression. But the human adults, we've gone so far, we've drifted so far that we now have a difficult time teaching our children how to be courageous and spontaneous and exuberant and loud and free, because we've literally gotten to this point where we only follow the rules. Like, it's like we're so scared to bend or break any rules. Like, I'm almost certain rules are meant to be broken. I mean, I'm almost certain. Like, I don't know if I've ever in my life thought it's a way better idea to ask for permission rather than forgiveness. And I don't say that because it's like cruel. I say that because it's like, if you walk around with love and unconditional love for yourself and for everyone else, and you just are having a good time and experiencing life, not harming anyone, isn't it a better idea to do what makes you happy, to do what brings you joy, to do what brings you passion, rather than to overly analyze and take so much caution that we never act on these impulses, that we have this creative urge or this desire, this whatever it may be, this creativity that wants to flow, this adventure, this exploration. When we deny ourselves, we become a very dim light. We forget, we bury, we dig, we go far, far in the psyche. So far away from our inner spirits that it becomes but this tiny little whisper that says, hey, you should click on that. Or, hey, you should go that direction. Maybe you should eat that today. Maybe you shouldn't call him or her. Like, it's this gentle, tiny whisper, our spirit. And it does want to alert us to this. Ten of Materials. The Black Panther. Because we have flipped and reverted reality to this idea that we have something to gain from separating ourselves from our inner spirit because of this strange idea that the ego is the power or the leader of the show. Because when ego gets in charge, it's not that ego doesn't have a right to express itself or to be or to take any roles. The ego has a purpose, and it helps us become and attach ourselves to this reality to experience what our soul wants to experience. But to a level, to a degree, that's exactly what this is. We're just blinded to the idea that we are more than this ego, this name, this identity, this number. We have such a difficult time processing that we are everything that we imagine. All the stuff that we don't believe is possible, we know is possible, but it's so hard to believe because we're so deep into the trap. Wow. That's deep. That's deep. So we go from... So we have two tens surrounding a very powerful energy. The Emperor is lining up with the Lion. So the Lion and the Emperor is like boss. Like, I'm in charge. I am the author. I walk in my power. I am all that I say that I am. Without any outside influence coming in. And if an outside influence comes in, I'm going to defend my place. Who I am, you are not going to rewrite that. You're not going to tell me. You're not going to be the author of anything, because at every moment I'm being presented with a choice. I can continue and do what I've been doing, or I can always make a choice to move forward, to change, to manipulate, to transmute, to grow, to birth and die again and again and again until I feel that desire, that urge, that lust for life, for creativity, that force, that expression, until it feels satisfied. I have every right to live this experience to the absolute fullest. And we're surrounded by two tens. I've got the 10 of Pentacles and the 10 of Emotions, Cups. I've got all these people surrounding. Like, look at this energy. It's so beautiful. We've got people surrounding a tree. And then we've got people surrounding what looks like a sun or some sort of light. And it's like, it's all of us in celebrate. This is all the humans of Earth celebrating their individuality, the unified diversity, expressing community and love and respect for one another. This is what our spirits, our flesh, our ego is separating from our higher selves. We're wanting to go that deep, but it's like we're tripped up in this illusion. There's so many insights coming through to so many different people. And I feel we go from a jungle creature to an African lion to a coyote to a swan. so many different evolutions, and these are all expressions of the same soul. Like if you imagine a mega soul that we all connect to, that is experiencing these different life forms, it's like having respect for life. Meaning, if I'm a lion, I know that in this incarnation, I'm here to eat the gazelle. And I know if I'm a gazelle in this incarnation, I'm here to outrun and outwit the lion my entire life. Like, at some degree, there's always this respect for life. The gazelle, at some level, has to have respect for the lion. So when it dies and it takes its last breath in the blood and the jaws of the lion, its spirit can leave in harmony and peace and say, I tried my best. I did my best. I fulfilled my life purpose. Versus, this is jumping all over the place, versus the chickens that are locked up in the facilities being pumped with growth, hormone stuff that's making them grow in 30, 60 days and pumping those out in this really horrible way, the way that they're suffering and dying in imprisonment. They're structured in these imprisonment settings where their spirit, when it leaves the body, however they kill these chickens, which is probably really horrifying. I can barely watch that kind of stuff. You see how they imprison these creatures, and then we consume these prisoners and wonder why we don't have the essence of freedom attached to our demeanor, to our personality, to our spirits. Because we are to follow the order as the chickens did. The chickens only knew prison. Same with the cows, right? The cows have a sense of a bit of freedom. Most of them are roaming, right? Most of them have grass. And I say most with optimism, I hope. But really, truly, we know there are many cows and creatures living in horrible conditions that are being fed to the population. And then we wonder why we're sick and imprisoned and confused as to who we are, because we can't think clearly. We're not in our primordial defense instinctual space like this panther and this lion. We don't go out and serve panther and lion at dinner for a reason. Because if we ate panthers and lions for dinner, y'all, we wouldn't need, like, we would have it just makes, think about it. That is a hard animal to tame. A tiger, a lion, a bear, even like think of like an eagle or something that's more like, or even cats in general. Cats are so independent and so like, I'm not about to do anything you say unless you feed me, and I still might not like you after that. Like, cats are kind of assholes, and it's because they do whatever they want. They're selfish in a way. And for some reason, this is coming through as an animal message to express what we're doing to block our psychic connection to our higher selves, to be in our power, to be who we are. We're blocking that connection. The energy can't flow because we're cutting it off at fear, death, and imprisonment. Before we're even born, if the mother's eating and consuming these, not only this flesh, like literally the meat, but the other chemicals and all the things that they're putting in the systems that go within our systems. They're being programmed. Their systems being programmed, and then we're sharing that system with our program. And that's how our body is functioning. But once you start changing that perspective by having compassion and empathy and love and respect, not only for yourself, but for the animals and for the people on earth and everything, you can't even vibrate at a frequency that can ingest that. You know what I'm saying? That's how difficult it is for when people talk about high vibration and low vibration. It's difficult. Sorry, I smoke. I'm gonna drink some water. My big old jug. I just got a big old jug of water. I don't want the reading to get too far ahead of me. So I'm just gonna take a second here to slow down. Sorry if that one was loud. It helps clear everything out of this space. Lord of pleasure, Six of Cups, pleasure, enjoyment, fun. We just want to have fun. We want to play. The chickens want to play. The cows want to play. Have you ever seen a cow play? It's actually really cute. Like, I didn't know that they were playful. And you go watch these videos. Cows are really playful. Dogs, birds, cats. I mean, cats are really playful. Maybe they don't want to play with humans as much, but they're playful. Almost everything in nature has a desire to play, it seems like. Even, you know, the leaves and the wind. Three of Wands. With the lion. Oh, how funny. Lord of established strength. And then it literally is the lion, which represents strength. And it says, be generous of spirit. And then we've got the Aries, which is like head on, take charge, like on fire. This is us taking authority over who we are. And we're not allowing... How does that want to come in? So we have a connection. We have our own connection to the ether. We're already plugged in. We're already plugged in. That's very important. We're already plugged in. And what's happening is we are so delusional to the point where we don't even perceive that we're plugged in anymore. So the idea that we have a connection to divine, to divinity, and to higher understanding, higher wisdom, source, creation, creator, being able to manifest, being able to call forth, cast into this space, we're so disconnected from that truth, but we're so close also to circling back to that understanding and wisdom. How does that want to come through? Queen of Wands, a lot of fire. There's a lion again. How is that? Queen of the Throne of Flames. So we got 2 fire. What's on the bottom? Oh, 2 of Cups. So I had an interesting conversation recently about love and fear. And I think love is more powerful than fear, because let's say you're with your child or something that you love dearly that you have to protect, something, a spouse, a family member, somebody you have to protect. And you're in this life or death situation, and somebody, a human outside of you, threatens the life of your being that you're protecting. You are in a position to have to defend this being. You're human. You're innocent. You want to protect the innocent. Why? Is the question. You can pause. You can answer however you want to do it. But if you answer, you want to protect them because you fear for their life. You fear it's out of fear, is at the deepest level that goes? Or do you want to protect that innocent because you love them? Because it's so unconditional that your role is to protect them in this situation. And even though you have a sense of fear to protect, at a deeper level, is it because do you fear losing someone you love? Do you fear your loved one being harmed? Meaning it's love that is the greatest power in this moment. So it's like when we think of fire, it doesn't have to be take action on things that make you angry, or take action on fear, or act out of fear, but to act out of this fiery, passionate place of, think of that moment, that instinctual moment. Like you may do something you didn't know you could do. Like I saw this video where this guy was in the drive-thru, and this woman was screaming for help out the drive-thru, and her kid was like choked up with his seatbelt. And this dude in the drive-thru jumped out the window to go save this kid. He just so happened to have the knife, the pocket knife, and he helped this kid. And it's like, what did he act out of in that moment? Did he act out of fear, or did he act out of love? Like he was in customer service. And if you ever work customer service, you got to have a certain level of empathy for humans. And he goes out and he cuts the seatbelt, and he frees this kid. And it's like, at the deepest level, he wasn't acting out of fear. He was acting out of love. And that's where our power is. Our power resides in love. Not only love for others, but first and foremost, love for self. Because if you do anything, you must do it with love. And if you're being, meaning you are a living human having an experience, that means you love yourself. So love is like the big bang of consciousness. It's the expression that I want to exist because I want to express this love. Fear is there to protect you from falling off a cliff, from doing something, too dumb, too stupid, too irrational. It is a great little protector if it's used correctly. But when it's imbalanced and so obtruse, like I think that's the word, where it's like so much of everything that's happening, it's like it's overpowers love to the point where we can't recalibrate back to a space where we have self-love. And it's a tremendous amount of healing. Is that the Two of Swords? I can't. Healing. So literally so this is a tremendous amount of healing, an immense amount of trauma that we have experienced collectively in our deep psyches. We are healing in layers and levels. Like there's, 1% of us at the top who are holding this energetic space of love for the pyramid as it dwindles down. And as the water flows, like it's literally a waterfall of love energy that's going to save us or to resurrect us, because consciously we're dead. Consciously, how funny. I'm seeing the Titanic. What the fuck? Y'all know on the Titanic where at the end, like everyone's about to die and all these really, really rich people are like, it's poor people, rich people, like we all in this together. Like who's spiritually suited up? Who's in this for real? Like your money can't buy you out. There's only a certain amount of boats. We're in the middle of Antarctica. Like money is an object at this point. And the most valuable thing is this boat, and we can't fit everyone. Like it's absolutely bizarre, but that's what's happening consciously. There's a spiritual armor, a suit of energy that we are relearning to access. So being able to conceptualize is really powerful right now. Why am I going so deep? Let me see. I want to bring this down to a human level a little bit because I know I go way far. And these are my very human cards. Got humans all over them. All right, let's see if I can bring this down to the personal, day-to-day human level. Help me see this on a... Help me be more clear. Okay, thank you. So we got competition, conflict. Beautiful. The Emperor again. So we've got the Emperor on the bottom of the deck with the human level energy. So this is speaking all about authority and power. I mean, it's Mars energy. So we've got a lot of Aries and Scorpio also with Mars. But it's literally about I am, I act, I take action, I make this move, I make this decision, I don't second guess myself, I act on my intuition, I'm strategic, I plan ahead, I schedule, I think, I win, I conquer. That energy is crucial because I don't know many people, everyday people, that are understanding how impactful and important and powerful that is to be right now, because the world is going in such a direction that I'm pretty sure my camera just moved. The world is going in such a direction that we are going away from critically thinking, clearly thinking, and saying, you know what, I actually, even though a lot of people are doing that and it's kind of like the thing to do, I don't really feel comfortable. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to make a choice. Like, I'm just going to make this decision, this choice, and not fight. And not even compete for this perfect image, this false flame, this ridiculous standard. Like, the human standard nowadays is bizarrely ridiculous. Everyone should be able to express themselves in the way they came here to do so, in any way they came here to do so. But to say that everyone should meet a criteria or a version of vision, that's the insanity of it. We've got to move out of this energy. We've got to get on our paths and set out on a victorious path to succeed in the goals that we have set for ourselves. Are we actually taking the day-to-day steps? Like, are we moving in a direction where we can accomplish what we can? Like, we're in this as a team, but we can't do this raising the vibration thing, which we will do it. It's not about a can or can't. To get more people on board to help raise the vibration of the planet, it's going to take us to discipline ourselves and take the action, the discipline, step by step, day by day movements, and not stop until we succeed, until we are victorious. Like that female lion going out, right? And she doesn't come home. She's got cubs at home. She's got, a pride to take care of, her and her pack. They go out. They're not going home empty. Like, they're bringing food home. And that doesn't make the lion evil, that it's set out to kill that day. Don't kill nobody. I'm talking about lions. But you know what I'm saying? Like, that is the mission, is to stand in your magic and your power. What draws people to you? What is your specialty? What is your talent, your gift? How do you shine and share and express and connect with the world? And how much do you take the leap of faith on yourself? Do you jump in? Do you take time? Are you overly cautious, or are you overly ambitious? Are you too dedicated to something that keeps you from being spontaneous and risky and daring on yourself? Are you too boxed in and taking the path that maybe is more illuminated? You know, you see it more clearly, so you take that path, but it's maybe not the path that takes you to where you actually wish to be. Meaning it's a detour, because eventually you'll get there, but maybe instead of it being 10 years or 10 lifetimes, it could take less, because you see you are the light that creates the path to where it is you're going. That was beautiful. That's what I have. So I'm going to leave it there. Let me know how if that resonated with you, if that connected in any way. Let me know down below, and I will see you again next time. Bye.